4. Interesting and engaging playing certainly involves making wise note choices, but more so it involves how you play the notes. And one of the greatest enhancers of phrasing to focus on is bends. In this lesson, I take a simple sequence of notes and insert bends wherever I can, and it totally transforms the line. Be sure to download the tab in the track and learn this line so that you can see firsthand how I inserted bends into an otherwise boring thing. But the greater lesson here is learning how to think about inserting bends strategically into your playing where you may not have otherwise thought, and make your playing more interesting, more vocal, and more musical. Now, just because I'm trying to be musically quirky, I tried to insert different types of bends, half-step bends, whole-step bends, unison bends, and even putting them in more places than maybe I would typically think about it. But I think it worked pretty well, and it definitely drives home the point that we're trying to make, which is insert them, practice your bends, practice being musical with your bends, and see what happens. Let's learn the line. So here's the original sequence of notes. Simple pentatonic sequence, really. And here's how I doctored it up. It starts with this rake. Like that. It's an A minor with a harmonic minor flavor, because that's the major 7. And then I do a half-step bend up to our first note. Back down to the 1. Then instead of just playing this note, we do a unison bend, 10 and 8. Like that. Intentionally keeping it sort of out of tune. Okay. Then, whole step bend from 7 to 9. Then, half step bend there. If you wanted to get really fun, you could do a whole step bend. But I think I like that better. So slowly. And then go down to that minor 7 just to have fun as the track transitions out of that intro riff. So as you learn this line and then port this mindset over to your own playing, part of the art of it is learning where to put the bends. And so that really involves deciding which notes are targeted. We've got the notes that I'm on longest. That's the first note, so that's a good, one to start out with as far as a bend. Totally. No, that's not a target note. I'd say that's a target note. Both of those. You can totally do that instead of just this. And then setting up this last note, that root, by being a little bit more fluid and adding a bend. So that's my main tip to improve your bends. It's not doing exercises and trying to get, the intonation just right, or, going through on one string and making sure you can do it all the way up and down the neck. No drills here. We're talking about strategically and musically placing them in a phrase that otherwise wouldn't have them, and using your artistic abilities before your emphasis on technique to make it what it is, uniquely yours. Be sure to download the track and the tabs, learn mine, and then make it yours. Port it over to your mindset, your music. We'll see you for more.